Hello crafty friend, I hope you're doing well. I am going to make a really wonderful slimline card today, and I'm also going to show you an A2 size card at the very end. And today all of these items are from the Seahorse Kisses collection from Dawn Wholesale and Spellbinders. So there's a couple things in the collection that I'm just going to talk about really quickly, and then I will dive into the slimline card. So for this collection there are the glimmer plates that make the little critters here, the fish, and that's what I used for my slimline card. You can see I used gold foiling on there and then just colored that with some Copic markers. Stunning. I love a glimmer plate like this because it's just a little different than a stamp, but if stamping is your thing, there's also a little stamp set that comes with this one. And if you're interested in big glimmer plates, there's this big Seahorse, which is just beautiful, and that's what I used on my A2 card that I will show you in a little bit here. And then there's also this really awesome 3D embossing folder that makes this net design, and it is just so cool, and it really is very three-dimensional. So it definitely packs a punch. Now, I debated back and forth about using this embossing folder on this card, but I chose not to just because I didn't think that water and the net, I don't know, I debated this in my head for far too long, but I decided not to on this one. But I've used this on so many cards, so just know that. Anyway, there's also a lovely little sentiment set that comes with this, and the one that I used from that is the Starfish Wishes and Seahorse Kisses, which is just adorable. Now, the Sending You an Ocean of Glimmer that I have here came from the set that comes with this one. I'll just pop a picture on the screen of the collection just so you can see that, but it's fairly straightforward. There's 5 things in this collection. 3 glimmer plates, 1 embossing folder, 1 stamp set, so plenty to play along with. Anyway, I just love the under the sea theme that this collection has going on for itself, and I just was so excited to make a couple cards with this, and I ended up making, I think, 6. So I will have a few more videos on my channel this month. I have a circle card that I'm going to make with this, and a 5x7, yes, 5x7 card that will be coming later this month too. So if you're interested in more inspiration from this collection, subscribe and just wait for those videos to come out. Now, the other die that I pulled that I just grabbed when I was shopping my own stash was this piece that is from the Postal Edge collection. It just makes kind of like what a stamp looks like on the edge. And now I should have been a little more thoughtful with this, but since I used a whole bunch of ink on this and water, the paper is warped a little, and I'll get into the ink in just a second. So I'm just gonna squeeze some liquid glue on the edges just so nothing is lifting. But speaking of inking, I used some Distress Oxides to make this really pretty background that I just can't stop looking at and was fussing over for far too long. Let me just touch on ink blending for just a second. I did that off camera because I knew I wanted to use water on here. So when I made this background, I used Salty Ocean, Peacock Feathers, and a tiny bit of Shaded Lilac. I really use that mostly right in this area for ink blending, but I used just basic white cardstock. I think it was Nina. I think it was 110 pound or 120 pound cardstock. And for blending, I just used my little blending, I don't even know what these are technically called, but I used this to blend out my background. And I remember watching a video like 3 or 4 years ago about like someone giving a really good tip. I have no idea who it was. I watch a lot of crafty videos, but they said if you're having trouble mixing the colors, just keep adding ink. And I didn't really have any issues, but if that helps someone, there you have it. Anyway, so I just ink blended. I really mostly used Salty Ocean and just a tiny bit of Peacock Feathers kind of near the top. I just took a little bit of water and I just kind of used my fingertips and put it in the water and then just kind of did flicking motions at it until I kind of just went nuts and made all of these little water droplets. And then I let that completely dry. And that was probably 2 weeks ago. So I am like itching to put this card together, to say the least. But anyway, enough about the ink and blending background. The other die that I used from this were these two. And this was from the Postal Edge ovals. So you can see they're kind of oval shaped, and we have the little dots there and the postal. And to me, it kind of gives like a nautical theme, so it kind of works for my brain. Anyway, let's put these little critters down. I have a whole bunch of them. I really liked the jellyfish. I thought that this was really pretty. So I ended up putting on 2 of them on this card. I'm just going to kind of place everything out before I glue anything. And of course, I'm going to have this main piece as my sentiment in the inside. So let's just pop that on. Not the inside, the middle. Now, I use gold foiling for everything on this card except this octopus and this bluefish, just because I ended up just glimmering a couple of them, and then I was going to put this Slimline card together, and I thought, you know, I just want another jellyfish and I want another fish, just to add to like the fullness of it all. So I just thought, you know, whatever, it's silver and gold, that's fine in my mind to have those go together. So there's that. And then for die cutting all of these out, the glimmer plate does come with all sorts of die cuts like this, so you can certainly go ahead and die cut those out. Just for sake of time, I chose to use my brother Scan and Cut just to cut those out, and it did cut off just a tiny bit of this jellyfish. So you can see here, this one looks a little less puffy on the top, and it kind of is what it is. I'm not too upset about it, but I'm just going to start putting some of these pieces down. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the oval next here, because I don't want anything to go under it, I guess. And I'm going to use liquid glue because everything is a little bit warped from that wet paper, but I suppose I could have set it under like a book or something, but I wasn't that ahead in my planning process for this. But you know, typically when you do that with water, it does dry quickly anyway, so it's not a big deal. But I do like the way that the water kind of reacts with the ink or the oxide. It just definitely is a little bit of a water look, kind of like a bubble look. I'm not sure who this card is going to yet, but I really like it. It might be one that just kind of lives on my craft room shelf for a while. Who knows? Only time will tell. Sometimes I make a card and then the occasion just kind of comes up in a weird way for me to use it. So that kind of just works sometimes. The weirdness of life, you know? I had a lot of fun coloring these fish. I was kind of looking up some fish on Google Images just to see, you know, like what colors and how to color each one, especially with like this yellow one, having it be like striped correctly. And I'm a Finding Nemo gal. At least I really did enjoy that movie a while ago, so I wanted to do a clownfish, even though I don't think that's a clownfish, but I made it into one with the color choices anyway. So I wanted to get the right colors going on that fish. And on this one, I don't want anything falling off the sides. Just really wasn't the look that I was going for, so I'm going to sneak this little jellyfish behind the Sentiment K for kisses. Phew. It worked out. You know, in like a coral reef scenario, there is quite a lot of fish, and you know, everyone's just kind of doing their thing. So I don't think it's a big deal. And this one's just going to kind of be diving down And I might even pop up one of these fish. I might pop up these two. We'll see. Oh, hang on. I'm looking at this and I don't like that both of the jellyfish are going in the same direction. So I am going to attempt to reposition this orange one. I may have to cover up some of those mistakes, if you will, with some gems or sequins or something, but yikes. I was able to save this jellyfish. That sounds so dramatic. I was able to save the jellyfish from being completely torn, so it's all good. Everything's fine. I'll just keep telling myself that in my craft room by myself. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's great. Okay. I'm going to pop up this little yellow fish. If I knew the names of them, I would tell you, but I guess for coloring inspiration, I just looked up tropical fish on Google Images and then was able to find the same shape of some of these fish and just kind of went with that. So hopefully that can help you if you're looking for color inspiration. But I guess I know Finding Nemo, the Nemo fish is a clownfish, and that's kind of all I've got. So if you're not aware about these scissors that just came out from Spellbinders, April 10th, here they are. They are non-stick, and I've been crafting with them for several days now, and I guess weeks actually. I really enjoy using them, and I love that they don't get stuck to my foam when I am cutting for specific pieces like this, and I just really have started liking a new kind of scissors. So there's that for you. Now I wanted to use some clear sequins that I had in my stash from a card kit from who knows how long ago from Spellbinders, but here they are. And I kind of wanted this to have like a bubble effect, or like a clear bubble. And I probably should pull out some gems because I had a little bit of a oops down here. What is Bob Ross? He would say a happy accident. And we had a happy accident down here by the jellyfish. So I'm going to cover up that little oops with some gems. And I think I'll grab these gems that are like a little more like purpley green colored. There we go. Okay. And I'll just put some glue right where I want those two. Yes, I'm going to put two gems together, but that's the way the paper tears. I just love bling, so I am not really shy about using rhinestones and really anything that has sparkle. Which is why I love glimmering, because it's just so shiny. I have used the black glimmer foil before, and that's kind of fun too. It kind of looks like a stamped work anyway, but you know, everyone has their thing. Some people have a couple things. I love stitching, and I am a huge lover of glimmer. And what else? Wax seals, love that. Embossing folders, die cutting. I really like making custom cards, and I just am enjoying all of the stitched fun that Spellbinders has put out, because that really helps me make a whole lot of stitched cards that are pretty personal, with the stitched alphabet and the stitched numbers that just came out. And it's just fun, you know, and people get excited when it's something personal, when it has their name on it. It's just really fun. And I've been doing a couple different kids cards recently. I think it was, well, not recently, but the kids just got them, but I made them in November of last year, and the kids just got them not too long ago, but I made them well in advance for the, actually they were two grandmas that gave them to their granddaughters, but they loved them. They were unicorns and they had their name on them. It was super fun. So it's fun. And now I'm working on a, I feel like I've said that in so many of these videos, but I'm still working on the Zachary card, which is going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog stitched card. If you're interested in seeing that, let me know. I haven't done, I guess I've stitched the Zachary part and I've started playing around on my computer with some of the background design that I want to use for the background of that card, but it's going to be one of those gatefold large cards that is 12 inches long, just because I want to get all of the letters for Zachary on the actual card. So if you're interested in seeing that, let me know. I might try to film some of it, or at least at the very least do a short about it. I don't know. If you, let me know. Do you like the shorts? I've been just kind of grabbing pieces of the videos that I've put on my channel and putting them up with shorts, and some people seem to really like them, some don't. It's kind of like a hit and miss, I guess, but people really like the glimmering with the shorts, so I think I'll just keep doing that. But otherwise, let me know. I know a lot of people like the longer chatty videos, and I don't know, kind of depends on the project I'm doing. That is kind of what I like. I used to watch way more crafty videos when I was not making them myself because I had more time, but I really enjoyed the chatty videos when I was working in my craft room, because it feels like you're crafting with somebody, and I know I'm not the first person to say that, so it's probably a thing that other people feel as well, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. Chatty or the shorts, or just a regular video. I don't know. Alright, as promised, I told you that I would show you the A2 one that I made as well, and you can see this is how the sequins are going to look on this one once my Barely Art liquid glue is dry behind these sequins, so they won't look as cloudy as they are here. They'll be nice and clear. But I made this one with the rainbow foil from Spellbinders. You can see it kind of goes from blue to pink back to blue again on that seahorse, and I just think he's so cute and proud. And on this one I used Copic markers to color, and I added a little bit of dots for some of the texture on the actual seahorse. I know seahorses come in all sorts of different colors and shapes, but, well, not really shapes, they're all the general same shape, but the colors are a little different. So this one I chose to use kind of like a teal color just to go with that oval background. And you can see on this one, that's the embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder that is with this collection. It just has so much dimension, and even with a cream paper in the background, that is just so stunning. And it does have tons of dimension. That 3D really does look 3D. And on the oval, I used the same set that I used to make these two ovals here with this one, which is the Postal Edge Essentials oval essentials. So I will have that little Postal Edge collection linked in the description of this video, as well as all of the other things from this collection that Dawn just released with Spellbinders. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'd love to know which card is your favorite. And if you aren't into slimlines, I suppose you could make this card with an A2 or a 5x7. You could just modify the placement of the ocean animals and you would have a similar look. I would love to know what your favorite, so which one is your favorite? Is it the slimline or the A2? Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm looking at the glimmer on the screen and I just enjoy just staring at the glimmer. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, maybe I'm just a little cuckoo in my craft room, but anyway, let me know your favorite in the comments, and if you've liked this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this, and hopefully better in the future. I'm always trying to be better, so here we are, making videos, making crafts. We'll see you later. Goodbye.